Hi, I'm Carole. Welcome back to my creating corner. I'm so glad you found me here. If you click subscribe, you'll be able to find me very easily next time, especially if you click the little bell that's at the top, so you'll be notified the next time I put a video up. Well, I saw this Freezin Fun stamp set and I thought, oh, how cute is that? And it has the coordinating dies to go with it. Win-win. So I knew I was going to do a cute little card with this, and I couldn't quite decide what to do. Well, I saw a video that Tina Zink did creating a wiper card, and I thought, how cute will that be? That'll be perfect with these little playful fellas to do a wiper card. Now, hers is different from mine in every possible way, and I'll put her link down below. But here's my wiper card. Using the Snowflake Splendor DSP, I've got the raccoon and the bunny rabbit having fun going down the hill, and then when you pull it, up pops the penguin. Isn't this just the cutest thing? I've been playing with it all night long. So anyways, I know you want to see how I made mine, so let me get this camera turned around and get started. Alrighty, so what do we have here? We've got, as I said, Snowflake Splendor DSP, and we have one piece that's 4 by 4 3/4. Look at the other side. Isn't this just beautiful? Both sides are so pretty, but this side is a little more playful. So we've got the 4 by 4 3/4 DSP. Whoopsie. And then we have 2 strips that are 4 by 1. Then we have 2 strips that are 4 by 1/2, and I'll put all the measurements below. I have 2 Whisper White card panels. One will be put on the back for the back sentiment and where you'll do your writing. And this is, that's what's so great about this. I can measure it right here. 4 3/4 by 4. So I've got 2, and notice I cut the edge off of one. That's so I know that this will be the one that I'm stamping on with my cute little stamps. And then I just have a nice shaded spruce scrap for my trees. I do have 2 pieces of Balmy Blue cardstock, and both of these measure 4 1/4 by 7. And I'm going to be scoring these, but I do want to show you the mechanism. I'm using a piece of window sheet, and when you're using window sheet, I really recommend you use a piece of washi tape to kind of keep it down wherever you've put it so you don't lose track of where it is. So my window sheet is 2 inches long and 1 inch wide, and I'll get to that one in a minute. Okay, now with my 2 pieces of Balmy Blue cardstock, I need to score these. I'm going to score them at 1 1/2 and 2. So here's my Stampin' Trimmer. Now the dark blade is the cutter blade, so let's move that out of the way. And the light blade is my scoring blade. So I'm going to put this at, look how nice and easy it is to read. So I'm going to put this at 1 1/2 and then slide it on up to the 2. That one's done, and now let me do the same thing on this piece. 1 1/2 and slide it up to the 2. If y'all need a new trimmer, this Stampin' Trimmer is really, really good. And when there's a little piece right here, and that's where you can get the cutting blade out. If you always cut one direction, only one side of this blade is going to get dulled. Look at that. You take it out and you put it in. Locked it. And you just slide it back in, and there you've got another sharp edge. So this is the Stampin' Trimmer, and it opens up to just over 17 inches long. You've got your measurements all the way down. You've got measurements in the middle, actually. So this is really good if you need a new one. I'll put the item number down below. where I have the measurements. Okay, so now I've got my 2 pieces of cardstock are scored. I'm going to take my bone folder here and give it a good crease. There we go. Let's get this one. Oopsie. Yeah, this is my contact information. If you do not have a United States demonstrator, I would be more than happy to help you find everything you need, because everything that I'm using here, except for one item, is available on my 24/7 Stampin' Up! Store. Okay, now I've got my 2 pieces cut. And do you see how, cut, scored, and taken care of? Now you see how this side is Valley Mountain, and then what'll be the back is Valley Mountain, and they match up very nicely, just like that. And I'm going to lay them on top of each other, get them squared up nice, get them laid up, and I'm going to do another press with my bone folder. Kind of helps it lay down flatter when you press them together. Okay. What do I want to do next? Let me show you with my window sheet. You can use your regular cardstock as your mechanism, and that's actually what I did on this card. If you look in there, you can see it's cardstock, only I'm wanting to do with window sheet for these. So you just, on the top edge of your long side, just press it down so that it goes flat here, and then work it real well with your bone folder. Kind of sticking to the washi tape there. Alrighty, now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to take the washi tape off. Yes. I'm going to take some glue, and just on this side, I'm going to glue it to the back. The only thing we're gluing right now is this one far left edge. Make sure it is right against it. There we go. It's straight. So there we have, that's the only place we're gluing it. And honestly, we are not going to attach this side until we are completely done with every other element of this card. Okay, so here I've got this side done. I'm going to open it up. Now, you've got your crease here. You've got this here. But I'll get back to that later. I'm going to set that aside because I want to go ahead and stamp my critters. Guess what I did? I already did stamp them. Now, using block E, you can actually put your stamps on, 2 stamps on at the same time. And and it fits, not a problem. And then here comes the 3rd stamp. I did do these in the black Stays-On ink because I'm going to be hitting this with my aqua painter, which, where is it? Okay, left my aqua painter over on a different table. Okay, so I'm going to be hitting it with an aqua painter because I used watercolor pencils. So you're going to want to use the black Stays-On ink. Now let me show you something different. When you do your sentiments with your regular inks, here I've got my Balmy Blue ink pad. When you do your sentiments, you do tap, 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 tap. You just tap it and then stamp to make sure that you didn't get on the edges and to make sure that the entire stamp is filled. Now this is completely stamped up, so tap, 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 just very lightly, and then boop. Just put it straight down. You don't wiggle it, you don't do anything, you just put it down and let the paper just drink that ink up. And there you have your perfect image every time. When you're using your black StazOn ink though, you can do things a little bit differently. Let me show you what we do with the black. Get that out of the way. So I'm going to be doing the Christmas trees on my shaded spruce. So with my StazOn ink, I'm actually going to rub it around. This is a different kind of ink pad. It's harder. So you can rub it around a little bit to make sure that it's completely inked up. And then stamp your image. And voila. Ooh, that one was pretty juicy. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for just a minute because it has a lot of ink on it. Now this is the StazOn cleaner from Stampin' Up, and it does do a good job of getting that permanent black ink off of your stamp sets. You just kind of rub it on there. It has that little foamy applicator tip. So you rub it on there and then there you go. It gets it really pretty clean. And I'm just going to do a touch on my simple chamois just for fun. And there we have another clean stamp. All right, and this is dried off. So let's go ahead. Before I cut these, I'm going to show you. Now if you look carefully, you see when you use the watercolor pencils, I'm using the Garden Green, the Real Red, the Pumpkin Pie, and I used the black. And the black is in this one. So here are the watercolor pencils. When you use the watercolor pencils, you have these stroke marks in them. So you take your aqua painter, you don't get it really wet, and you just kind of touch it with your aqua painter and it blends those stroke marks together. You don't want to put a lot of water on this because this is not watercolor paper. So I'm just kind of getting the excess water off on my cloth right here. So we just want to blend all of our stroke marks so that it looks nice and smooth. The reason I didn't want to use my Stampin' Write markers is because I don't like mixing markers and watercolor pencils, and I was just afraid that with the raccoon's face, I was afraid that the marker might be a little too dark and would obliterate his eyes. And then I would have to take time to do something else with his eyes, and I've got a few of these cards I need to make because I've got a few kiddos in my life that I want to send it to. So I just thought, we'll just stop right there. I did put a little bit of pink in the bunny rabbit's ear. There we go. We blend together the green. Okay. So I'm doing the colors before I do the black. There we go. And I've got the red all done. Okay, now let me get the black all blended. I think this penguin just looks so joyous. He's having a good time. We don't get this kind of snow here where I live. I guess it's nice for vacation though. Of course, not much vacation this year. Gotta be careful. Let's get his little mask. Okay. Alrighty, just blend his body in. There we go. Alrighty. So they're all done, and we are ready to cut them out with the coordinating dies. Look at the dies. I love the dies. So we've got the trees. Let me get the trees out. There is this cute little seal right here, and so there's the die for that, and there's snowballs and ice flows, and we're going to use this on the DSP, okay, on the designer series paper. So let me get all that out of the way. Let me get my this is my window punch. I'm going to punch out, I'm going to go ahead and punch out where I had stamped wee, and that's what the little penguin's going to be holding. So let me punch that out real quick here. No, I'm going to do that after I cut, just to be on the safe side. Let me get my die cutting machine up here. And I've got my dies here. So let's see. Get that out of there. Here is Rocky Raccoon on his sled. Get this die lined up nicely. You know, I had somebody say, I saw some Stampin' Up stamps on the internet and I bought them and they don't work right. And turns out, yeah, she bought them on the internet. They weren't Stampin' Up stamps, they were bootleg. And that is a problem when you buy something that looks like Stampin' Up, but it's not. It's not coming from Stampin' Up. They're bootleg, and the dies don't really fit your image correctly. And that stinks on ice, right? Okay, so let me put that through. Come on back. Come on home. Look at this old shimmy shaky little card table here. Okay, so there's my penguin. Pinguino. There's my raccoon and bunny rabbit. Alright. While I have this up here, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my trees. I do have the magnetic base on here, by the way. Because my plates, you know how plates on the cutting machines get kind of curvy after a little bit. So, because my plates are curvy, I'm using the magnetic plate to make sure everything stays where it should. Okay. Send that through, and we'll just bring it on home. And my Christmas trees. Oh, let's get the die out of there. Get the Christmas trees. Get that out of the way. Okay, now what I want to do with the curvy die is I'm going to want to go landscape, so make it the long side across, not up and down, but the long side, and then about 2 inches from the top here to about 1 inch here, just to make it look like a hill. Okay, we're just making it enough to look like a hill. Okay, we're not Black Diamond here. We don't need to go that way. We can just do this. These are just calm little friends, right? Okay. Make sure I've got room. All right. So let me send this on through. I mean, this is just, you know, just to add some visual interest. You know, if you're doing it on a white background, of course you can tear an index card to be a curved shape and then slightly sponge against it with some blue, and it makes a beautiful hill up that way. But this has the die, so you may as well use it. Ooh. It's got the stitches on it. Alrighty, let me put this down. Let me put my dies in here before I lose track of them. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Boop. Boop. Okay. Alrighty. Now, this is not really a hot mess. It's actually kind of cute. What we're going to do is we're going to put this on the front like that and like that. We're not leaving any space between them, but you will see the stitchy curve line of it. So with my liquid glue, I like using liquid glue. I like having the little time to move it if I need to. Okay. I'm going to put this one, let me open it up so everything is flat. Can't open it up, never mind. Never mind, I didn't say that. So I'm going to put this here, and where I had bent the cardstock, it does cover it. And now let's put this one here. There we go. Very cute, very cute. Okay. All right. Before I do anything else with the card itself, I want to finish my trees. I did this on the shaded spruce cardstock rather than coloring in the trees because I'm using some of the Snowfall Accents puff paint that we had last year. Unless you made about 50 or 60,000 cards with this, I'm sure you have some of this left over. So shake it real well since it's been just sitting for a year. Have your take-a-pick tool handy, or tweezers or something, so that you can hold your trees down while you hit it with the heat gun. I guess I should put the lid on that. Okay, now we're just going to put a little bit just here at the tip. Just going to kind of, well, that was too much. But you know what? We can take care of that. You can't really, you have to be very, very careful if you're doing this around something that was colored in, because it will pull the ink. Oh, this is coming out so much quicker than it did last night. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I've got my heat tool here. I'm holding it very far away so it doesn't blow it everywhere and anywhere at first, and now I'm bringing it in. And there we go. Just hit it with the heat and it just puffs and puffs. Okay. So that's cute. Let's put it aside for now. You know what? I think I can hit this. I think I can get a little more puff out of this side. That middle one. Okay, maybe not. You don't want to do it too long or it starts looking like you held a marshmallow over a fireplace. Yeah, it will cook it. Turn it brown. Okay. This all in here, make it a nice snowy tree. I don't want to put my hand in the way of what I'm doing here, but gotta hold it. Gotta hold it somehow. Okay. Holding it up high to begin with so it doesn't blow it everywhere. Let it start getting kind of the idea that it needs to harden up, and there we go. Look how that puffs right up. Let me turn it, use a different hand. I love how this puffs up. Isn't that cute? And if you want it snowier, you can add to it. I need to shake this back up a little bit, I believe. Okay, let's put just a little bit more on here. See if we can't get it really snowy looking. Why not? Okay. Isn't this puff stuff just the coolest? Alrighty. Pop a little air bubble there. Okay, this heat gun, by the way, I bought this, oh gee, I don't know how long ago. If you don't have a heat tool for your embossing, they last forever. I've had that one at least since like '96, seriously. Okay, so now I've got my two snowy trees done. Now comes the finicky part. I'm telling you, this is finicky. That's the only word for it. Finicky. And I don't understand. Okay, I know what my problem was with that. I scored it at 1.5 instead of 1 1/4. Until you make about 20 cards of something, I guess you should always look at written directions. So I used my dental floss and I was able to take the front panel off. You get the dental floss and you wiggle it through, and it's just easier than going to the microwave and heating it. And it's okay that it's not the prettiest in the world on the inside. It's on the inside. Nobody's going to see it. So I used the dental floss and I took it off and I rescored it at 1 1/4 and 2. This is going to be covered with designer series paper. On the other end where I had to rescore it, it's going to be covered with designer series paper. It's okay. All the icky stuff is going to be covered and hidden. So anyway, so here I've got my window sheet, and I've put it lengthwise along here, and I've put the bended where the crease is on this piece of the cardstock, on this little part from the score line to where it's glued, that's where the angle goes, and it's laying alongside of it like so. Now let me find my little penguin. Okay, now the penguin is going to be like, you have to finagle it, okay? It's okay for me. I don't mind having his the pom-pom on his hat poking up. It just looks kind of like a snowball. But this is where we play with it. It's finagly, okay? I suppose some people don't have to finagle, but I do. So I'm going to put one little glue dot here, and I'm going to glue him, and I'm going to stick him down. Also going, you know, parallel to the top edge of the card, but at a little bit of an angle, so that, and it's okay that his pom-pom is sticking up. So let me just poke him in there. That one glue dot is enough to keep him up, to keep him on there, but I can move him if I need to. Now, looking at my card, he is hidden and I just see the pom-pom. And if I pull it, there he is. Hello, penguin. So, looks like he's good to go. I'm going to take my sentiment, which is here, and my punch. I love using punches. And I'm going to punch it out. And I'm going to put him in, and I'm going to put this in between the penguin and the, let's see, I'm going to tuck it right behind him like so. Alrighty. I'm going to take a little bit of my tear and tape to tape him down. Put this here, a little bit more than I need, so let me take that off. I'm going to take the rest of this tear and tape and I'm going to put this behind my penguin. See, I'm putting it behind my penguin, so this will get my penguin to stick down. Y'all, I know it looks like a hot mess, but when it's all said and done, it's adorable. Okay. Let me make sure I've got him right again. So there we go. Since I moved him to put that, I just want to make sure it's still working right. Yes, it is. Okay. Now I'm going to put my sentiment, the whee, put that behind him. There we go. And the whole thing gets hidden. And then there it is. Yep, there's the magic. There's the magic. Whoop. Yay. All right. Now we can finish the card. Okay, let's cover up all of the unattractive boo-boos that I made. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attach the 1x4 DSP on that piece right there. The 1x1.5 will go on this other narrow piece right here. And of course, if you're making an elegant card, you can be real careful about how you're cutting these strips so that they match up and line up. But I'm not too concerned about it because I don't think my 2-year-old grandson is going to critique the match. His mother might, but you know. Whatever. Now, I'm not putting this side together yet. First, I'm going to complete the entire card. Then I'll do the last thing you're going to do on this card is attach that end. So let's flip it over. I'm going to put the big sentiment, the piece that I'll write on. I'll put that here. There we go. And got to get these covering up on this side where I had to re-score it. It's beautiful outside, probably about 69 degrees, maybe 70 degrees, so I have my windows open. If you hear any rumbling, that is somebody visiting one of my neighbors. Okay. Ah, look at that. I put it on the wrong side. This card is totally becoming a hot mess. I'm going to leave that. Never mind. I'm going to leave that. I had another piece actually. Let me go get another piece. Okay. I am so sorry. This is just really turning into a comedy show. Yeah. It's okay. I love to laugh. Oh, golly bum. This is funny. Okay. Everybody makes boo-boos. You cover it up, you embellish on it a little bit, and it's okay. All right, and that is still stuck down, and this is good. That's good, 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 good. Everything's good. Why is that? Oh, that's gluing because of the glue. Let's just kind of rub it a bit, get the glue off. I do have a glue eraser here somewhere. Well, I do have a glue eraser. We don't carry them anymore, which is a shame. But maybe you can find it at a craft store somewhere. But you know what? Honestly, you can just rub it off. There we go. Where's my glue remover? I should use it just to make sure. Okay. I don't know where it is. It's all right. I don't think that's sticky now. Nope. No more sticky. No more sticky. Let's put this in the trash can. There we go. Oh, what a mess. No, my cards are not usually this messy inside. Okay. Yay, it's still working. All right, let's get him going. Let's get this card finished. I'm going to finish this with some dimensionals. I can put the glue away, and I'm going to finish this with some dimensionals. Let's just pop some dimensionals on here. See? And come here, wabbit. And I bet I can fit one right there if you pay close attention. You get it on there straight. You can get one on that. Okay. Come here, twee. Get the twee. I like to use a lot of dimensionals. It lets your item be a little more stable. Okay. So I'm going to put my raccoon up top. And the bunny rabbit is beating him on his sled. So, and you see, you've got your stitched shape, helping with the shape. So I'm going to put it like that. Okay, bunny rabbit, you ready to get your skiing on? Bunny rabbit here. Now the trees. We'll put the big tree in the foreground, the little tree in the background. Okay, now everything is complete on my card. My front is complete because the only sentiment I'm going to have on the front is the penguin. Okay, and I've got my back complete. So now I'm ready to attach the right side. So I'm going to get my glue again. Whew, all this stuff, the little dimensional things, I find them all over my house. Do y'all do that? It's like, how did it get here? Okay, put the glue there. There we go. Bend this down, bring it in. Make sure it's lined up straight. Is it straight? It is straight. Okay, and all my little foibles are covered. Everything is absolutely adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. He's so cute. He's so cute. Well, I hope you like this. Sorry about the little scoring error there. You know, I promise I will have the correct dimensions and the correct directions written down below. So this has been fun. Thank you for joining me. I hope you come back. As I said, click subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified the next time I put a video up. It's good for laughs if nothing else. Oh gosh, and if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator in the US, and you are in the US, visit me, Creating with Carole, that's CAROLE.stampinup.net, or find me on Facebook at facebook.com/stampyourselfsilly. And you can look it up by the name Made with Love. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, keep making the world a beautiful place. Bye!